So last night, out of the blue, Chris Chan went live for the first time in many, many months, and also an accompanying video was posted to his channel. And the video and the live stream were supposed to tie into each other because the story is a story that takes place in the year 2006, involving Chris and all the Sonichus. And just coincidentally, Chris is also speedrunning Sonic 06 on his live stream later that night. Which, I don't know why this specific Sonic game. I mean, it's the worst one, and I don't want to spoil it, but like it goes exactly how you would expect a Chris Chan speedrun of Sonic 06 to go. I mean, it seems like he's never really even played the fucking game, but we'll get there. We'll get there in due time. Because I do want to show you guys the video first, because Chris tells a story, kind of in the same vein as that really long-winded post we read last week in the Chris Chan video, and it's quite a doozy, but anytime I hear these rants, it just brings me back to when I first started this channel, and it brings me some warmth, some comfort to hear these crazy innate ramblings from Chris, and I hope you guys get that too. You probably won't. You'll probably be like, this is just some more bullshit, but that's also a very valid feeling.
Hey everybody, Jesus Christ Team Western Channel Sonic Prime here once again, and today we are doing something special for a little precursor to the live stream that will come up later. I'm going to read for y'all Act 0 of Chaos Crystal Control. These events that happened back in 2006 on the C197 half of the Earth, and also breaking into the 1218 half of the Earth. Around that time, and nearing the present moments as we speak right now. But anyway, I'll just start from the top and one little part I'll leave out for the moment. But anyway, so just Chaos Crystal Control Act 0. Crystallina's 24th birthday. The obvious next thing that comes to my mind after I merely watched his Valentine's Day attack is Spiritual Love Day, which is also known as mine, Christian's, and even Night Star Saichu's 24th birthday on February 24th, 2006, which was a Friday.
The first thing I've noticed in this video is something that's happened, for years now, but Chris just looks scared of life. Like, he has always this look of just complete fear on his face. And I feel like he gets that from Barb, because she has it too. Like that look of impending doom. You're always mortified of something. And I brought it up in the beginning, but of course this story takes place in 2006, and that's because he's going to live stream Sonic 06 later. And I assume this is because he wants to make references when he's in certain levels, going like, oh yeah, this is where me and Mewtwo first met. It was a really lovely date. Like I don't know where he's going to go with this story, but it seems like it's only here for him to just spew a bunch of nonsense. Maybe he had a story lying around that he didn't have a set date on, so he was like, well, 2006, of course, my 24th birthday, which was a Friday. The fact that he remembers that's kind of wild, but it's also insane that he's still bringing up Mary Walsh all these years later and her attack on him and Christian Love Day. And when he says this, he's not talking about the comic book variation of Mary Lee Walsh, Slaweel Ryan, just her name backwards. He's talking about the real attack that he still thinks was done to him by this woman who just didn't want him going around her college campus with his incredibly weird love sign. And also his Quickville newspaper, I think that was a big bone of contention too, and he still sees this as some massive slight on him. He'll never get over it. I feel like he says he's matured, but deep down he still feels a deep, deep resentment to all these people who he feels fucked him in the past.
Initially, there's not much to mention of it other than Magic Chan, Sonic Prime, and the others once again reserved half of the food court at the Quickville shopping mall and invited all of Chris's friends, including Sarama Rose Chu, her husband, Nijak Sonic Chu, and all the other friends. Anyway, and that this was the first celebration with both Chris and Crystal, aka Crystallina, being honored there on the C197 half of our Earth. Liquid Chu, also known as Liquid Chris Sonic Chu, he got word of the 2006 birthday party and suggested to Nate Cirque, Giovanni, and Team Rocket leaders they make an attempt at the party, bringing their psychic Pokemon as defense against the Psychic Squadron. Even Liquid Chu attempted to reel in the Psychic Squadron members through his Dark Void with a couple of Darkrai assisting him. But since Liquid Chu's failed attempts the previous December, all Psychic Squadron members and Pokemon were warned and foreknowingly aware of Liquid Chew's making future attempts. Even the rank 1s and 2s were able to sense and recognize during the manifestations of these dark voids and either teleported away, took an alternate route, dodged or jumped over and around the dark voids as they happened. That February 24th was among the epic fail days for Liquid Chris Sideshow. And any and all Team Rocket members, including Natesurk, who approached Quickville or the mall at all that day were instantly teleported back to base by a rank 4 Psychic Squadron Sideshow and or Rosechew, or even an Alakazam. Not even their choppers and mechs made it beyond the city limits. And all online haters and fakers attempting to do anything in person that day were also suddenly teleported back home before they could do anything at all. Even Sonic the Hedgehog and Miles Tails Power have returned for more work from Tails' Quickville lab in mid-January 2006 and made it to enjoy the celebration and party.
So basically, every good guy got away and all the bad guys epically failed yet again for like the 100th time in Chris's comics. This time though, Liquid Chew, who's based, I never even heard of Liquid Chew before, based on Liquid Chris, well he got all the villains together, they all ran right at Chris, but nope, all the homies who were there, literally every single one of them got out of harm's way. And then they had a big pizza party with Miles Tails Prowler, like, these are the most inept villains in all of fiction history. These are also the most, like, infallible heroes ever. Like, I know Chris has always done this, you know, he has to be the big kahuna, the captain, the one who always gets them out of danger and never loses. He's like the John Cena. I think, have I ever made that comparison before? I probably did in my last video, but he's the John Cena of his own world. Every sequence in, like fighting sequence is like the first scene of a Marvel movie, where, like, you know they're gonna win the fight. And they're barely even gonna get grazed while doing so. And it's like constantly, it's always been the running theme in Chris's comics. The bad guys always lose. And I get that's like to do with Chris's whole idea, his world arc, that good always triumphs over evil. Because in his world, he's the good and the bullies and the haters and fakes are the evil. He even brings them up in there too and says that they all just got, you know, anyone who tried to fuck with them got warped home by an Alakazam or whoever. And at the end of the day, it's because nobody, not even fictional characters, can touch his perfect world. You remember when the idea guys messed it all up? He's still trying to rewrite that and like try to make his world back in order again, or at least back to what he wants it to be. And in any way, the people trying to get involved, any evildoers trying to mess up all the good going on, it's never gonna happen. Quickville is impenetrable and Chris will make damn sure of it.
And Chris and Kristalina blew out all the candles together to witness everyone, including Night Star Sideshow. Chris and Crystal noticed an aura-glowing greeting card in an envelope on the gift table. Sideshow, Rosie, and Magichan, with Sonic and Tails not far behind, were closest to witness Chris and Crystal opening and reading the card. The envelope had read, "Happy birthday to us." The front of the card had glary images of balloons, cake, cone hats, and confetti with the words, "A very blessed birthday to you." Chris opened the card and found 3 secret shitfic folder cards inside a plastic sleeve affixed to the birthday card. The cards were those of Chris Chan Sideshow, Kristalina Rosechew, and the Chaos Emerald inclusive promo card of I in my CPU Guys Sideshow Blue Heart form. I have personally written in the birthday card, "I have faith that both of you are having a happy and safe birthday as I am in 2006, if not better. I continue to bless you both, Chris and Kristalina, along with everyone else. Be safe and well with lots of love and blessings." Signed by me, Jesus Christ Chan Sideshow Prime.
Oh my god, that one hurts my mind to even like process. So let me just describe to you what's happening here. Chris and Chriselle, or Crystal, his make-believe sister, they're celebrating their birthday in 2006, right? And it's a big party. It's a lit party. Everyone's there. Sonic's there. You know, all the Sonichus are there. The bad guys, as previously mentioned, tried to put a stop to it. That was never happening. And now they've received a birthday card from Chris. Now, it's Chris's birthday, but Chris is now receiving a card from God Chris Chan, Christine Chandler Prime, or whoever. And I love how he makes sure to note that in the card, there's 3 of Twilight's secret shipfic folder cards. which is the card game Chris currently does nowadays. So he had to throw a little bit of promotion for his ever growing card game that's the most confusing fucking thing in the world. But yeah, he's trying to retcon his history, because back in the day, his 24th birthday was probably just a pretty normal birthday for the most part. But nowadays, no, it's some grand, giant birthday where all the members of Quickville were there to celebrate the one great Chris Chan, and it was so great that he received a letter from God himself, who just so happens to be Chris. So, I mean, try to follow. I know it's hard, and it's gonna only get even harder.
Sonic and Tails were curious after hearing Chris reading that aloud. Tails mentioned to Sancho and Sonic of when he had read the news article of I personally walking amongst them physically. Sonic then had an intuition to look up as near the ceiling above him an orange glow of light shone and an orange sphere fell. Sonic caught it in his hand. It was the orange chaos crystal ball. It's supposed to be also known as the chaos SQ ball. Anyway, they're called chaos crystal balls anyway.
Again, all the heroes are just getting the biggest breaks in the world. How lucky is Sonic that he was only, all he needed to do was look up and the first SQ ball fell into his hand. It's like the 7 Dragon Balls. Imagine if it was that easy for Goku. Just be like, oh shit, here's the first one. Look up, Vegeta, just see if you can find the second.
Orange, Tails asked, and then Tails hears a crumple as he steps on a sheet of paper. Tails picks up and reads it aloud. Sonic, Tails, hold on to this Chaos Crystal Ball. Chaos Emeralds and Zapbuds aside, the untold story of Solana Ailey and Princess Elise shall bring an event experienced by I and Magic Chan Prime before. It shall be Sonic's turn to enjoy the fruit and usher in the first half's completion of the Dimension Merge. Look forward to December 16 years after 2006 for the beginning of the second half. Be safe and well, both of you, and everyone with lots of blessings and love. Jesus Christ Chan Sonic Prime. And signed December 3rd, 2022.
So they start walking away, and Tails steps on a piece of paper that's just randomly there, and it says, hey guys, 16 years from today, December 16th, 2022, which I'm not sure what significance that date has. That's not when Chris got out of jail. I'm almost positive it's not. And so he claims that, Chris Chan, God, he points to himself in that moment, which is just amazing. He says that Sonic, it's your time to, carry the Dimension Merge. Now, I hate to spoil these things, but at the end of the video, Chris elaborates on this, and the way he does is just so fucking funny, because he's like, okay, we finally got to December 16th, 2022, and the Dimension Merge will happen shortly after that. So we still don't have a set date, but someday, somewhere, sometime after December 16th, 2022, the Dimension Merge will take place. Note that down, everybody. We're still firmly waiting for this. Chris could still be the chosen one.
Following day, on Saturday, February 25th, 2006, in his lab at Quickville, Tails analyzes the orange Chaos Crystal Ball and confirmed it to be genuine and energized. With regard to the note, Tails also looked up the city of Solana Ailey and learned of the Flames of Solaris. That takes place a year later in 2006. Magic Chan had personally helped in confirming both the birthday card and the note were sent from the future on February 3rd, 2022. Sonic, Sonichu, and Rosie talked about this and other experiences they had when they met me in person and the miracles and manifestations I brought up. Sonic starts in his response, well, frankly, this doesn't surprise me at all. I've seen and experienced even crazier things, including meeting my future selves, visiting other alternate universes and dimensions. The scars Scourge left on me. And the visions from the emeralds and special stages are nothing to ignore either. Sanchu tells Sight, well, at least we're all on the same page on this. It's as Chris, Crystalina, and even Magic Chan said. We foreknow it, now we wait for the confirmation. Hey, what a confirmation, Rosie quips. Sending us those cards and that note from the pictures at such a critical moment of time. You're right, Rosie. Sancho replies. And on the day that 3 Chris turned 24, on the 24th, too. Makes me think of the 3 wise men, Rosie says. Put that down. Sonic, Tails says as he rushes in. I confirm the crystal ball is genuine and the celebration of the flames of Solaris is on par with it. There are legends that state the flames have power to potentially wreak havoc on the world, and the princess is supposedly linked with the flame. There are also images of Elise with what could be a Chaos Emerald on her necklace. Still, there's much more to uncover. No doubt, little buddy, Sonic says. Sanji and Rosie nod. Tails continues. We got months before the date of the celebration. I've no doubt either that Eggman may be planning something as well. Right, Sonic says. Sanji paces a bit. Unfortunately, our place at that time will be here in Quickville. Otherwise, Rosie and I would join you on that trip.
And I mean, why would they even need to be around? Satan himself could attack the city, but in this case, it's Dr. Eggman. And look, he has no shot. No matter what, Chris could just snap his fingers and Eggman's gonna be like, yeah, I don't play Sonic. I'm sorry, I don't know what Eggman sounds like. I haven't seen the Sonic movies either, but like, all it would take is Chris just going like, nope, get out of here. And he's done. That's all it is. But like a good portion of the page he was reading was just Chris and all the other characters basically just like, yep, that's sure Chris Chan, all right. That's sure God. We know that because we've seen him, so we can all confirm that yes, that's totally God Chris Chan writing us from February 3rd. The dates changed for some reason. I think Chris probably just got that mixed up. But yeah, they're all confirming it. That that's totally God. And I mean, why wouldn't they just be so quick to agree with Chris and be like, oh my God, Chris is so right and so like all-knowing? Because that's all the Sonichus have ever been. They've just been someone who Chris can surround himself with in his comics that kind of go, yeah, you know, that Chris Chandler's one awesome guy. It's crazy he doesn't have a girlfriend yet. And well, that's how it used to be before Chris and Flutter became a thing, which still to this day we don't know if they're an actual couple or not, but seeing as they're always spotted together, it's not too hard to let the imagination wander. But Chris is here alone today. And again, he's not just here making this video. Shortly enough, we're going to hop over to his Sonic 06 livestream, where you are just going to see the finest of Sonic speedrunning.
There will be other times, Rosie tells Sonic. Magic-Chan teleports in and says, meanwhile, Sonic and Tails. Sonic and the group turn to listen to Magic-Chan. I double-checked my visions with the other psychics. The Chaos Crystal Ball shall ultimately benefit you, Sonic, when the moment arises. Solar Maximus typically occurs every 11 years, but a similar event must be retconned and prevented by you. Keep Elise safe as best as you are able to. Do not let her shed even one tear. The world and events are counting on that. Magic-Chan turns to Sonichu and Rosie. Sonichu, Rosie, the other special Sonichus and Roshus and I are meeting at Angelica's church in the Fellowship Hall. Chris and Christine are not joining us for this discussion. We need you both there now, please. Sonic responds, Sure, Magic-Chan. We'll see you later, Sonic and Tails. See you both later, Rosie says. Sonic nods. Magic-Chan teleports himself, Sonic, and Rosie to the church.
So what happened to it being like Sonic's time? I thought he was the one who was supposed to like, you know, usher in the merge. Now there's some super secret meeting and Sonic and Tails are not invited. It's only the Sonichus, you know, the more powerful ones, you know, the ones Chris himself created. But in a shocking, and I mean truly startling turn of events, Chris-Chan and Crystal are also not invited to this meeting. Now that blew my mind, because I've never like heard of a scenario where Chris isn't like front and center, like Chris, like you have to come with us. It's shocking to hear like, nah, Chris, we don't need you right now.
The three of them teleport to the entrance into the Fellowship Hall of Angelica's church. In a large hall, they find Angelica Roshu, Wild Sonichu, Punchy Sonichu, Bubbles Roshu, Nijak Sonichu, Saramba Roshu, Inuyasha Sonichu, Jamsta, Lolisa, Perceptor, Nightstar, and a lot of the other local special Sonichus and Roshus, including some you'll recognize from the OC's expansion pack for Twilight Sparkle's Secret Shipfic Folder collectible card game.
So why the fuck are all of those specific people allowed in, but like Sonic and Tails and even Chris is not allowed in? Like what did Inuyasha Sonichu do to be invited to this that Sonic the Hedgehog himself hasn't? Like, this just seems absurd. It seems like they're just singling the other ones out. Like, we have a Chew at the end of our name. It's just Sonichu, Rose Chew, Punchy Sonichu, Tofia Chew. That's probably not in good taste considering the time, but...
Sonichu and Rosie enter and take a couple of free seats by Bubbles, Angelica, Wild, and Punchy. Rosie enters... wait a minute. Magic Chan teleports to the far end of the hall and calls out loud for silence. Silence! Magic Chan, everyone stops talking and turns to Magic Chan as he speaks. I have summoned you all here today of serious and confirmed details. As some of you are aware, yesterday during Chris's birthday party, Sonic and Tails received the 8th Chaos Crystal Ball and a note from Jesus Christ Chan Sanchi Prime in the future. A few of you have already met her in person over the past year. These premonitions were also noted from time to time in Christian Sanchi graphic novels. These number of her personal arrivals, visits, and manifestations are a great number of confirmations to I and the Psychic Squadrons. What these symbolize during our time in 2006 at present and within the year's remainder is the reunion of our segregated Earth halves in progress. This Earth was whole up until 1389 AD by Merlin the Magician and 2 other sorcerers under orders of King Arthur of England, when the Earth was divided, separating greater magic and power from those who feared it greatly.
Yeah, no, you know what? No, we're not doing this anymore. This is becoming so ridiculous. Basically, this is just a long-winded way of explaining what had already happened, you know? Magic Chan's like, everybody listen. We got a call from Chris Chan Sonichu. Chris Chan Sonichu called us, and everyone's like, Chris Chan Sonichu called you? Like, fuck, this is serious shit. Like, that's God. And I wish I could, like, do this. I should do a retelling of this story because, like, Magic-chan is, like, dead serious. Like, listen, the dimensions, they got all fucked up and out of whack back when Merlin the Magician and King Arthur of England were like, listen, we love England, and we love it so much that we want to, like, separate it from the rest of the world. But when they tried to, it was like, no. All you're going to do is split the world in half. And they did. And now only Chris Chan is the one who can, like, bring it back together. And I know that's not the story Chris is going for, but that would be so much of a better one. Those evil Brits decided to split the world in half, and the only person who can save it is the motherfucker himself, Christian Weston Chandler. I should have wrote a Sonichu comic, dude. I could kill it right now. I'm telling you. We'd have Punchy being the main character. Like, he's just sitting on a rock out in the middle of the desert, being like, for too long I've been overlooked. They all look at Sonichu like he's the prized child of Chris Chan. But why do I always get overlooked by our Lord and Savior? Not today. And he just goes out and he starts fighting all the crime. Every single criminal he can find. Doesn't matter how bad of an act they've committed. Maybe they just sold some pot. Maybe they just stole a can of soup for their family. Doesn't matter. Punchy's gonna punch on you. And Sonichu, like, eventually this gets back to him. And Sonichu's like, dude, you're going crazy. And Punchy's like, yeah, well, it's because maybe you get all the attention that I deserve. I'm a Sonichu too, damn it. And then Punchy and Sonichu are getting into it, and eventually Punchy's had enough. He winds back, he throws a punch, but Sonichu is too fast. But guess who's not too fast? And standing right behind Sonichu, it's Rose Chew, by God. By God, this has just become like an entirely different issue. Now Punchy has taken out Rose Chew, and Sonichu is filled with fury, which will unleash one hell of a fight in the desert that only Chris can stop. And how does Chris stop it? like that scene in Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan shows up and just makes Rorschach explode. Like, Chris is just like, Punchy, like you've sullied what my world's supposed to be. Like, there's never supposed to be infighting. There's never supposed to be questioning your Lord. And he's like, why, God, why did you never look at me as one of your greatest soldiers? I fought for you tooth and nail, Lord Chris Chan. And Chris is like, my son, I always valued you. I always looked at you as one of my own. And Punchy has a tear down his eye. He's like, really, Father? And Chris is just like, no, Punchy. And with that, Punchy's just into dust. Sonichu stands there, just in awe of the monster Chris has become. Like, if you dare try to make his world anything other than the perfect ideal place he wants it to be, Chris will get rid of you easily. And this then starts like a whole series arc of the Sonichus realizing that Chris is a maniac and they need to stop him. That's a fucking story right there.
Miles to the east from the church, a large rift looms in the sky above with edges of blue and purple glowing light. showing similar skies as that on the C-187 half of the Earth. Angelica instinctively flies up towards it for better luck. Magic-chan levitates himself and flies to her. They stop about a couple of miles or so from the rift portal and witness an airline jet fly within the field of the rift from north to south, appearing from the north edge and disappearing into the south edge. Various birds fly through the rift on both sides and survive from one side through the rift and into the other. "What is this?" Angelica asks. Magic-chan responds, "This is a terror that failed and divide between our Earth half and the center Earth in the universe 1C21187. In right timing upon our completion of the merge, these rifts and tears around the Earth shall disappear, for the veil shall be no more. Look out, Angelica!" As the westbound jet flies through the rift, Magic-chan grabs Angelica's arms and teleports her well above the jet as it flies into the air of C-197 Earth half and across the Atlantic. "That shall be sorted out by the time of the festival in Solana as well," Magic-chan tells her. "Do not go through the rifts, Angelica. You remain required here." Angelica replies, "There's not much we can do at present. I appreciate this as godly action and keep faith in our survival in order to be restored soon." "Quite right. Consider this, though. When this happens on the 1218 half of our Earth, Christ-chan, Sanchi Prime, and everyone else there, they shall be able to see and interact with us as easily as that jet flying over the Atlantic Ocean right now. So it shall be as early as 2022, and if not then, a little while later. Just as the prophecies have foretold as well." And then Magic-chan and Angelica fly back to the church in Quickville and land among everyone there. End of Chaos Crystal Control at 0. Reich SS. Sonic Startle! Alright, well that's it for now. So that's just this little thing that will proceed. The live stream will be doing in a little while. See y'all later.
I mean, it's gonna happen one of these years, right? I mean, it has to, or else Chris's, like, entire world crumbles. I mean, technically it already has crumbled, but Chris is gonna merge it back together, and I mean, it's not gonna be too hard for him. Like, all of his teammates and allies, these people are unstoppable. Doesn't seem like maybe just Chris and Tails themselves could probably get the merge in order if it was written by Chris. And actually, I take that back completely, because why the hell would Chris need Tails' help? Chris is the one who's like really, he's got the good powers. Tails can just fucking fly. Chris can do all that good shit. So if it was up to him, again, snap his fingers, merge is done. He's like the Thanos of his universe, but the good Thanos. The one who snaps his fingers and like more people appear instead of other ones disappearing. But that's his story today. You know, the Chaos Crystals, they're all getting into the hands of the good guys, and I guarantee you by the end of the story, they have every single one of them and probably get them with relative ease. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see the real meat and potatoes of this shit. The live stream, Chris's Sonic 06 speedrun. And oh my god, you guys are about to see the biggest compilation of amazing stream clips you've ever seen, so I'm just going to shut up and I'm not even going to interrupt it. Just enjoy this long, awesome edit of Chris's stream from last night.
Hey everybody, Jesus Christ, Western Chair, Sanchi Prime here once again. And yep, here you go, big moments, lovely new live stream. We're gonna do a speed run as much as possible in a few hours of Sonic 06. Here's a rare instance you get to see a little bit more in this room. So I'm putting it on the monitor right there. And y'all get to see me from this side. So I know you guys missed me, so I thought I'd treat y'all to this much a little bit since I've been having a bit of a good time here and there and learning new things and experiencing lots more. But just, yeah, everything's good. And yeah, definitely pay attention to when I make a prophetic statement, because as you might learn if you look up February 24th birthdays, you know, people who are born on that, they typically are prophetics. But anyway, I'll keep an eye open for any the super chat questions. Please donate because, you know, let's use a few more extra bucks, but I'm doing okay, pretty much. Wah. Shoot. You know what? coming on close to the third hour, so I feel like it's good to call it here. But thank y'all for joining me tonight. We'll try to complete at least Sonic's episode.
So yeah, Chris's speedrun didn't even get past Sonic's episode. Now, again, I've never played Sonic 06, but I'm assuming Sonic's episode when, like, you know, Knuckles is in the game and pretty sure Tails is in there. I think the silver one's in there, I at least know that much. So I can imagine Chris didn't get very far here. Wasn't the best stream, just kind of sat there and sighed, but as he said, when he said prophetic shit, you better goddamn listen. And I listened to some of the stream, didn't catch much prophetic shit, so sadly that was a moot point there from Chris. And then, like, so I was gonna end the video here, right? But then I found out that, like, a few weeks ago, this picture right now of Barb Chandler was taken, and, like, what? Like, what what? How, what is she doing outside in the middle of the street? I'll be honest, I don't know the context of this photo. I'm assuming this is just your standard wienery, but the fact that they lured Barbara this far out of the house is shocking to me. And, like, I couldn't even find anything on the quickie about this, so, like, is this even Barb Chandler? Am I getting trolled right now? What the fuck is this photo? And how did this just got sent to me by some random Twitter account that I'm pretty sure is now deleted, so I don't know the context of this photo, but it's out there. Maybe it's AI, and if it is, I'm just showing you guys a fake photo of Barb and what she may look like in this day and age, but I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it and all that good stuff. And just let me know how you felt in the comments. Really, I'll be honest with y'all, the past few weeks have been kind of wild here on YouTube. We just got done episode 100 of Too High for Stupid. It's uploaded on our new Too High for Stupid channel. We're going to have a ton, just so much unique content over there, man. Plus the archives of all the episodes, so that'll be linked down in the pinned comment. Go subscribe to that shit. And also, I was talking about this Chris stream over on my Twitter at SmokeyMcC earlier today, so if you want, like, more talk about this stuff as it's happening, go follow me over there. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. And to all you guys who always watch these videos, thank you for sticking around, thank you for sticking by, and I hope you guys are back for the next one. Until then, I'm going to see y'all later. Take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.